What's up, everyone? Chris with Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2023 Top Series 2/3 Hobby Case Break number 23. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. A bit about us. We've been around for over 5 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading. We ship as quickly as the little hands will move. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We do free breaks. When we do them, we use our subscriber list from YouTube for the random. So you want a chance to get into a future free break, just hit the old subscribe button there. And while you're at it, you'll see in the top of the chat, I put a link into our website, chefsportscards.com. We got some breaks listed over there. With the impending eBay shutdown coming up in a week or two, that'll be our base of operations for the month of August till we get back on eBay. So check it out over there. We are doing a free break for anyone who signs up for an account over on our website. And that's totally free. Sign up for an account, put in all your information, and your name will go on the random for that. We're going to do that in the first week of August. So check out chefsportscards.com. All right. Teams. D-backs, Josh L., Braves, Jeff B., Orioles, Anthony C., Red Sox, Michael K., Cubs, Anthony C., White Sox, Brian F., Reds, Michael K., Guardians and Rockies, Keelan T., Tigers, Adam S., Royals, Richard J., Astros, Randall B., Angels, Brian H., Dodgers, Benny J., excuse me, Brewers, John T., Twins and Marlins, Brian E., Mets, Kenneth M., Yankees, Michael M., Phillies, Michael K., Pirates, Todd H., Cardinals, Tabitha A., Padres, Robert H., Giants, Brian E., Mariners, Josh L., Rays, Randall B., Rangers, Eric S., Blue Jays, Brian E., and finally Nationals, Derek H. All right. Let's open some cards. Good luck, everybody. Last break of the week. It's been a long weekend. A lot of cards. A lot of cards to sort. All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. Miggy All-Star. Trout significant statistics. Robert, what's up, buddy? Mookie, All-Star relic for the Dodgers. Benny. No. I mean, it's not going to fill tonight anyway, but no. When it fills, we'll break it. It'll still take a few more days probably to fill. And Pirates team card black to 74. I'm sorry, 72. 55 of 72. I mean, anything that fills on the website will break the day it fills. It's just, especially because we just kicked it back up again. It takes a few days, you know. So I think we're about halfway full on that one. So I'd assume probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on, you know, how people are over there. But certainly when it fills, we'll, you know, I kind of do a rule of thumb. If something fills on the website before like 7, 8 o'clock at night, then I'll come on that night and do it. Steve Carlton, all aces. Oh yeah, you'll love it, man. It is so good. I it's funny after we were talking about it last night, I was like, I gotta watch it again. I've seen it like 3 times. I'm horrible with that. I rewatch shows all the time, mostly because I don't have a ton of free time, and it really drives me crazy because there is a bunch of stuff I want to watch that's new, but I need to you know, I need to sit down and watch it, and I'm usually always working, if you know, with one business or the other, and I can't watch anything I have to pay a lot of attention to when I'm doing the cards, or else it takes me forever to get anything done. Chris Taylor Rainbow. So I have a tendency to watch shows multiple times just because I can listen to it and enjoy it, but I don't have to pay a ton of attention to it. You know, Oswald Peraza throwback. So, like, I want to watch Jack Ryan is out now. That's the other thing too. Now they, with these streaming services, they release the shows like week at a time, and that drives me crazy. So I just wait for it to be done before I watch anything. Yeah, man, the show's so good. Yeah, we're working on that now. It's there's constant contact. It's a eBay system that we're setting up. Hopefully, it'll be set up by Monday or Tuesday, and that's why I'm pushing with the free break to get people registered, because then their email goes in constant contact, and then we can do an email blast every time we post something new out to everybody who's in there. Clemente throwback. Um, but yeah, we're gonna be that won't we'll be doing that. Um, we have about, through the website, we have about 600, 700 um, emails so far. So, and I mean, that's the reason for doing the free break, is to get people to register so I can have their emails and be able to contact them, let them know when we're posting stuff. And hey, if you get lucky, your maybe your email gets pulled and you're in the free break. Volpe rookie. Yeah, it's a long one too, Robert. I think, what was that, like 7 or 8 seasons, that show. So yeah, it's a commitment to watch it, but it is worth every bit of it. And it's so funny too because, like I said, the girl, their daughter, who's in the show, is basically like the age I was at the same time. So there's a lot of things that Corbin Carroll rookie that remind me of being her age. TJ Friedel to 2023 for the Reds. Cincinnati is Michael. Kershaw All Star. Tommy Edman, South Korea. Yeah, yeah. You know what's interesting too, the Garrett Mitchell rookie, the the husband and wife are married in real life too. Those two who play the husband and wife in it. Vladdy hard hit significant statistic blue for the Blue Jays. I can't remember either of their names right now. For Derek. It's so weird to like because it's so realistic, as to what was going on back then. Like it's funny when you have kids, like with my son over the years, trying to explain different things. I'm like really I love like World War II stuff. I always have. I was World War II and like space stuff from the '60s are two like historical things that just fascinate me. Like those guys who went up in those rockets back in the '60s, they were nuts, dude. Like, I don't know what in their right mind would make them want to do that, man. Especially if you ever go to the Smithsonian and see like the capsules and stuff. Like, it's like they were getting launched into space in a can of tuna, you know. Um, and it's funny generationally when you see things. And my son was watching that show with me, Son of the Americans, when I was trying to explain to him, like, you don't get it, man. This is what it was like in the '80s, and the Russians were coming, it was going to be nuclear war. It was a big deal, whereas, they don't think about those things now are nothing to them. They worry more about terrorism and school shootings and, they have their own, headaches to deal with. But when you try to explain the Cold War to someone, it's like you had to live it to understand. Kerry Russell and Matthew Reese, yes, that's their name. And Kerry Russell is sexy as hell in that show. She is, oh, like, I mean, she's a good looking woman, but she is really good in that show. Otani, there you go. That's a good one to go for the home run challenge. Yeah, I actually didn't know that either, that they were married. My wife was the one who told me that. I was watching one day. She's like, oh, they're married. I was like, who? She's like, those two. I'm like, really? Maybe that makes more sense. Cold War. It's definitely a different time in this country. It was scary, It really was for a kid, man. It was scary for everyone, man. They more than a few times almost blew each other off the planet. Now you don't have to worry about countries now. You got to worry about one idiot with a nuclear weapon now, some terrorist or something. Keegan Aiken, a rainbow foil for the Orioles. For Anthony. So it might take me like an extra day to get everyone's cards out this week because I just found out today like half of my staff went to the beach. I didn't know until they told me today. So I'm stuck with doing a lot of sorting again. For the Rockies, Kyle Freeland for Keelan, numbered 45 of 76. So a lot to sort from this weekend. So it looks like I'm going to be stuck with the bulk of it myself. My guys, my sorters are real good at letting me know after they've left. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm down the shore. Huh? Well, my one guy tomorrow has to go to orientation at University of Delaware. That's where he's starting. But the other guys are like, "Oh yeah, we're down the shore. When are you coming back?" Oh, I don't know. Like, Cal Ripken All Star. What is it? Why NW Melly trial? What is that? I have no idea what that even is. Corbin Carroll rookie. And David Fletcher to 2023 for the Angels. For Brian. Uh, 1748 of 2023. Yoshida rookie. All right, sorry about that, guys. We were having such a good weekend too, and then we just had a hiccup. I don't know, so weird. Yeah, caught it before we went any further. So okay, we should be back. You guys should be able to hear me. Okay, Yoshida was the Yoshida rookie was the last. I didn't open anything from there. Sorry about that. YouTube's been having these little like hiccups here and there. I don't. They just like come out of nowhere for some reason. We didn't all weekend. We were fine, and then of course the last break of the week, and it happens. But I'll keep a close eye on it, make sure it doesn't happen again, or if it does, we'll get it back up. It's weird because it's like you just have to reset it for it to be fine, but I don't know. Bryce Wilson, rainbow foil. Vladdy All Star. Volpe rookie. Randy Johnson throwback. Ugh. Rapper who shot his friends while they were sleeping? Why did he shoot his friends while they were sleeping? Yeah, I have no idea about any of that. Tim Anderson? I mean, is he guilty or? Tristan Cassis home field advantage for the Red Sox. That's a cool card. The Fenway Park in the back and everything. For the Red Sox. Michael, there you go, buddy. Of course he was guilty. What do you mean? Why? You're saying he might be guilty but getting away with it? That's a lot of years difference for comparison. All Ernie Banks, legends. I still remember that whole AJ thing like it was yesterday. The chasing of the Bronco on the highway and everything. Oh my God. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina at the time when that happened. I think it was, I don't know, a couple years after I graduated college. Yeah, I remember my wife was there. She didn't live there. She lived up here in Philly, and I lived in Charleston. But she was there visiting or something. She's my girlfriend at the time. Jazz from Miami, and I had no idea what was going on. I think it was at work or something like that. And I came home and the TV was on, and here's this white Bronco bombing down the highway. And I'm like, what is going on? She's like, I don't know. They're chasing O.J. Simpson for something. It's like, what? And the way she explained it, it was just like, she's like, I don't know what's going on. Bo Naylor throwback. I remember standing there in my living room in South Carolina being like, what in the world is this? Yeah, shows you what money gets you in this country, my friend. Although it is kind of funny that OJ went to jail for stealing his own memorabilia back. Like, that was either God playing a cruel trick or just like people like, oh, you're not getting away with this in our town. You know? I mean, he got like, remember that when he went down for the memorabilia thing? He got serious time for that because someone had a gun or he had a gun or something. Like, craziness. But still didn't make up for those other two people they hacked apart. 4 guys get into a car leaving a studio. At some point, a gun goes off. 2 drive the other direction, stage a drive-by. At some point, Melly got out of the car and the drive took the bodies to the hospital. But why? Wait, so people were shot and then they were doing a drive-by? I'm confused. Torkelson Future Stars, Rainbow Foil. So I live in this like really very nice upper middle class area, right? It's for anybody who doesn't know Philadelphia. It's outside of Philadelphia in an area called the Main Line. It's not far from the city though. Like it's only a couple miles to get into West Philly, right? But we have like some weird crimes and murders happen in my town. And, I mean, it's not funny, but when you just said that about the guy getting in the car, Koch for the Pirates, the 199. This was years ago, about 10 years ago or so. And I was living, and this was literally like, I don't know, maybe 100 yards from my house. Guy gets in a car that his friends were picking him up, 2 buddies, pulls out a gun, shoots them both in the back of the head, gets out of the car, goes back inside his house and sits on the couch and waits for the cops to come. Like his friends were coming to pick him up. He goes out, gets in the back seat, kills them both, leaves them there in the car with the car running, goes back in, sits on the couch and waits for the cops to come. And this was literally like 100 yards from my house at the time. I used to live on the other side of town. I knew a few cops back then. And a few months later, one of these cops that I knew, I said, his kid went to school with my kid. They were in like pre-K at the time. So it was longer than 10 years ago. It was more like 15 or 20. I said, what in the world happened there? This is kind of a crazy story. He said that the guy who murdered the other 2 guys, Jonathan Scope to 2023, they went to high school together. And apparently the 2 guys bullied the hell out of this dude in high school. And here it was like 10 years later, 10 years later, whatever, well out of high school. He befriended these 2 guys. Like, so think about it, like you go to high school with someone, maybe you didn't get along with them in high school or you were mean to him or whatever. And then you run into him some years later and you become friendly. Like, let bygones be bygones. You're cool, this, that, whatever. So I guess this was like a setup from day one with this guy. He befriended these 2 guys, was literally got to the point where they were like hanging out and this and that and just waited for his chance to kill him, and he killed both of them. And when the cops went and picked him up, he told them they bullied me all through high school. Like he had been waiting like months, or I don't know how long he had befriended them, but was just waiting for his opportunity to kill the both of them. It's like, oh my God. Like that is some cold blooded shit right there. And then fast forward like to about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Kirby Puckett. There was a guy who was murdered. And again, if you knew my neighborhood, you'd be like, what do you mean there are people murdered? Like, you wouldn't think there was ever a murder in my town, but we've actually, every few years, we seem to have one. And a lot of them are under really odd circumstances. Um, this guy, again, not 75 yards from my front door, Harper, favorite son. He's going to a buddy's house. Now, this was just a completely random act of violence, which is just makes it 10 times worse. So he was going to his buddy's house to pick him up. They were going to play tennis. And he stopped. There's a pizza shop like a couple blocks away from my house. And he stopped at the pizza shop and picked up a pizza and was walking down the street to his buddy's apartment, which is a few blocks over from where my house is. And some guy who was in Philadelphia, who had gotten in a shooting in Philadelphia, was literally driving out this way, like driving down the road trying to get away. And he needed money and needed someone to rob. And he saw this poor guy, and he got out of his car, walked up behind him, shot him in the back of the head, and robbed him of his pizza and his money. Like, just complete random act of violence. Wrong place, wrong time, you know? But again, if you saw the neighborhood, you'd be like, my God, you know, like, we have some strange stuff happen around here. Legend of the game, Lou Gehrig. Hey, Ken, what's up, buddy? The guy in the back side shot from passenger behind the ear while sleeping. Woke up. I shot him. But why? Like, what is... Everybody that lives in Doylestown, he tells me about craziness around there. Yeah, it's just weird. Like, there was a murder here. So what's weird about the town that I live in is it's split between two counties, and it doesn't mean like there's a good side and bad side. The whole town is like middle, upper class. I mean, we're not even talking like, oh, there's the wrong side of the tracks over there. I mean, people have, people aren't rich, but people have money and stuff, and it's just not a place you would think this stuff would happen. But just recently, like on the other side of town, about a year ago, a kid was murdered, and it was all over some kind of fake gun thing, or they were making counterfeit guns or something like that. I'm like, what in the world? Like, it's just a weird town that attracts strange things happening here. I don't know what it is. And I've lived in this town on and off for the past 20 years, ever since when I finally moved back. Pirates throwback. And I've lived on both sides of the town, in both counties. But there's a catering company here. This was a while ago too, maybe 15 years ago. It was a little off the wall catering company. They found a girl murdered there. It was like, again, another random act of violence. Guy walking down the road saw her, followed her in, and just It's so weird how things can happen sometimes. But I'll tell you what, the guy who killed the two guys who were teasing the hell out of him in high school, and he went to those lengths to like befriend them years later and plan their murder. And that was a dude with a grudge right there. I mean, jeez. Oh, Hoppy, throwback rookie. I mean, I can remember people from high school I didn't like, but the day I left high school, I think I forgot all about that stuff. They must have really brutalized that dude. It's funny too because, well, it's not funny, but I mean, the way the whole bullying thing has come to light in the last like 5-10 years, like this guy should have just waited a little while longer. He probably could have used it as a defense. Now, these guys terrorized me in high school, and the mental abuse pushed me over the edge. Yeah, man, tell me about it. Like, Machado All Star. I've disliked some people in my life, but not to plot that kind of revenge, you know? It's a shame too because I remember when when the cop told me the story, he said he felt really bad for the guy. Like the and you had to understand that you had to know this guy. He was not the type of cop who felt bad for anyone, but I remember him telling me the story and being like, I felt bad for the guy. He was terrorized by these too. Like he was mentally not right after what he went through in high school. So hopefully they got the guy some help when he's in prison or something. I would think the two guys aren't too bright for befriending him later. I'd have been like, nah, dude, we got to stay away from him. Yeah, all the nonsense we put him through. Dakota Hudson, a rainbow. Following a case from 2001 disappearance of 17-year-old, or as her stepfather buried her under the concrete. Oh, jeez. It's like terrifying to me. Like, I mean, it's horrible that people kill people and do all, and I couldn't do that. Like, I mean, I could protect my family if I had to or whatever, but I'm not that guy, you know. But even worse are people who just like disappear, you know, like get taken, killed, buried somewhere, you know, and never seen again. Oh God, horrible. Yankees, Aaron Judge, relic number 6 of 50. Nice one for the Yanks. Like I was, I was watching Better Call Saul. And for those of you who have watched it, and they were building the lab in Better Call Saul, and they killed the guys and they put them in the floor, you know. And I was thinking to myself when I watched that, like, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's bad enough, yes, that you were murdered. That's horrible, but to then be disposed of like that, that no one ever sees you again because you're putting, you know, somebody's foundation. Oh God, I can't imagine. Romuto. One of my classmates died when she was 12. She snuck out to go smoke weed. The driver was drunk, speeding, ended up wrecking everyone. How sad. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's you do wonder. I mean, I'm not a spiritual person, or in fact, I'm very jealous of people who are. I wish I had that kind of faith and stuff, you know. But you do see things that happen sometimes. Eloy, Dominican Republic, blue. That you got to think like, man, that just seems like fate. Like somebody was. When I was in South Carolina, when I lived down there, I worked as right after I graduated culinary school, and I was the sous chef at this restaurant called 82 Queen. It's a pretty famous restaurant in Charleston, and there was this lawyer who came in there every day, and he was the biggest asshole I ever met in my life. I still to this day never met anyone who treated people worse than this guy did. And he was just mean and rude, and he was drunk and he was stoned all the time and this and that, and you know, he was just better than everyone and so on and so forth. And he hit a kid one night in a drunk driving accident and killed the kid. And oh, poor is me, woe is me. You know, it was, although he was filled with a couple 8 balls of coke and, like, you know, half a gallon of vodka in his system, somehow he basically got away with it. You know, did some community service or whatever. His poor college kid was killed. And a couple years later, one day, man, he was like walking down the street and a car just plowed him over and ran right into him. And you're like, come on, man. That makes you think there's got to be someone up there controlling something. Like, this guy's a bad dude. We need to take him out. Jordan Diaz. Yeah, Jimmy Hoffa. You think of how many people, though, like across the country, around the world, are, I was reading an article, I think a year or two ago. It might have been during coronavirus, and it was interesting. It was a study about solved murder cases in the United States. Carlos Perez, rookie to 2023, and the percentage of murders that are figured out, where people are caught, and the numbers are remarkably low, like shockingly low. That more than like half of the murders that are committed in this country, there's never anyone found. And that's for Brian, 1672 of 2023. And of course, like they had a breakdown by state and cities and stuff like that. And obviously, the bigger states with the bigger cities had lower numbers, and whereas some of the Midwest states had much better numbers, but a lot less population, and so on and so forth. But when I read this article, I was like shocked. I was like 52% of the murders in this country are solved. So half of the people are walking around, Excuse me. Javier Assad, a rookie. It's a scary thought, unless you want to go out and murder people, I guess. But so you wonder how many bridges you drive over where somebody's in the foundation. Jimmy Hoffa and the likes. What did they say? Hoffa's in the what was the story that he's in the stadium, right? That was always the story. They said he was in the Meadowlands or whatever, in the end zone or something like that. Terrible. Daniel Baird for the Rockies. Rainbow foil. Manassas. Yeah, Giants Stadium, right? Something tells me there's more than a few bodies in Giant Stadium. Oh, wow. Oh, this is awesome. Look at that thing, John. I hope you're here, man, to see this one. Garrett Mitchell vintage to 99. 19 of 99 vintage stock. Garrett Mitchell rookie. Very nice card. Really can't wait for that dude to come back, man. Well, John, I don't know if you're here, buddy, but you'll like that one. 19 of 99. I don't know what Garrett Mitchell's number is, but Volpe rookie. There was what was that movie? It's making me think of this all of a sudden. Like, some movie with, and he was like killing the girlfriend and like burying her in like a column at a construction site or something. It's like, oh God. I'm painfully claustrophobic, so that stuff just terrifies me anyway. I just realize as I get older and older, I'm just the biggest wuss ever. There's a time where I thought I was tough, but those years are long past me now. And I have no problem with admitting it. Judge significant statistics. What's up, Chris? Garrett Mitchell rookie. Josh Jung. Ugh, I was in a 2-case break tonight myself in Head, Texas, and spent a lot of money on that spot. I just have a bad feeling I didn't hit anything. Will Brennan rookie. Numbered 290 of 299 for the Guardians. Guardians is Keelan. This one there. Freddie Freeman home run challenge. Oh man, cards are stacking up from the weekend. A lot of sorting to do. All right, box number 4. Good luck, everyone. Corbin Carroll rookie. Judge favorite son. For the Rockies, Elias Diaz rainbow foil. More sleeves. Nick Prado throwback rookie. Yoshida. Acuna All-Star. How'd you swing that, Chris? Little surprise vacation. Marcus Stroman, all aces. Weren't you just off, like, on your comp time or something? Wasn't it just not too long ago? Oh, God. Sorry, I don't mean to yawn. Ooh, wow. Number 22 of 50, Vladdy Daddy. for Montreal, which is Washington. Derek, here you go, buddy. Little Vlad Senior auto to 50. Is that a good or a bad thing? I mean, good thing to be off, but he asked for one day and they give you a whole week. That sounds remarkably suspicious. That would have me freaked out a little bit. I don't mean to freak you out. I'm just saying I would have some questions. I just needed one day off, right? Pena, the DR. Oh, okay. PTO's building up. They force you to take it or you lose it. Nathan Eovaldi to 2023. Uh, 531 of 2023. Whole week is catching up on me now. I'm exhausted all of a sudden. I can't stop yawning. Soto for the DR. Trey Mancini to 2023. You're going to go see Incubus where? That's awesome, dude. I think I saw them. When did I see them? That was a while ago. I saw them play one time. Paid time off sounds good to me, my man. I wish I had some of that. I mean, I suppose I could take off and pay myself, but kind of doesn't help me any. Oh, jeez. I'm yawning like a freak. Sorry. I have a case of the yawns now. Garcia for the White Sox, numbered 87 of 199. You won tickets. Nice. Where'd you win those at? You calling into radio stations, Chris? You caller number 7 on the hotline? Years ago, my I guess it was like oh jeez, I'm trying to think. Maybe there's a Shohei All-Star. I'd say it was probably around like 2008 or 2009. That was a Facebook thing. Oh wow, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, my wife that's the story I was about to tell. So my wife, I think it was 2008, something like that. Anyway, Coldplay was starting their world tour for Viva La Vida or whatever that was. I think Viva La Vida or something was the name of the tour. And they were having the opening night was at Madison Square Garden. This is the opening night of their world tour, like a 10-month world tour or something like that. And my wife reads online that they're giving away tickets for the show. So she enters and she tells me about it. I'm like, yeah, no, they've probably given away 2 tickets. You know what I mean? Trey Turner throwback. So I didn't think anything of it. Like a month later, she's like, oh, we won tickets to the show. I was like, what? I said, what show? Coldplay. I was like, what are you talking about? How'd you win? Like, Well, I guess it ended up they did the entire show was free, and they gave away all the tickets for that opening night or what, almost like a friends and family night for their tour. And again, I didn't even believe it till we like got to Madison Square Garden. I was like, "There's a catch here somewhere, man. Like these tickets are mad expensive." But yeah, she went online and they said, "Just put your name here and we'll draw winners." And that's how I saw Coldplay. Jonathan Aranda. I was like, "All right, freeze free." No, what Taylor Swift? No, I should have when I had the opportunity. It would have made some money. You know, American Express offered to me the early and whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, no, I have no interest in Taylor Swift. And then she came around on tour, and I didn't realize it was like the biggest thing since sliced bread. I didn't realize I knew Taylor Swift was popular. I didn't know that she had a cult following like she has. So, and it was funny too because I saw they were selling tickets for like 2 grand, and I said something to my wife, and she's like, "No, you want it." I'm like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "I'd want those tickets. You would not be selling them for 2 grand." Like, are you out of your mind? But I don't know. Apparently, she's a cult status anymore. Chipper Jones, Legends of the Game. Well, that's awesome, Chris. Congrats, dude. Free is free. Everything free tastes, looks, and sounds better. I always tell people grab 2 Cokes, pay for one, get the other one for free. Tell me which one tastes better. And Goldie on the home run challenge. All right, silver packies. Silver packies. La 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 la. Yeah, man, there was like every concert, she's got like 20,000 people in the parking lot singing along. Cruz, Wallner, Cortez, and Contreras. Yeah, man, that chick is way beyond a star, man. She is like severe cult status at this point, man. People are so overtaken by her. I mean, she is. She's extremely talented. I don't have a thing against her. I just didn't realize that she was anywhere near as big as she is. Like I knew she was a super, like she was a star, but I didn't realize that people like followed her around at her beck and call. Senga, Tucker, Maddox, and Shohei. I mean, the week that she came here to Philly, like 2 days before the concert started, everything was about her. Like every story on the news. Wow. Ruiz, Dawson, Suzuki, and Schwaba. Schwaba. Alrighty, folks, that will do it for another week of breaks in the books. Thank you all for joining me. I hope everyone stays safe, stays healthy out there. Go check out the website, grab yourself a spot, register yourself over there so you get a shot at the free break we're doing there. ChefSportsCards.com. Tell your friends and family, copy a friend, tell them to go check it out. And I'm going to try to put a hit recap together here before I collapse. All right, all right, all right, all right. Alrighty. Okay. let's do a hit recap for 2023 Top Series 2, third hobby case break, number 23. We had a Jazz, Freddie Freeman, Goldschmidt, and there's an Ohtani one here. I think I put it in the pile with the base cards, but there was no Ohtani also. Rainbow foils. Yeah, they start tailgating Thursday. Rainbow foils. Chipper Jones, Dahlbeck, Diaz, Bard, Assad rookie, Hudson, Torkelson, Ernie Banks, Wilson, Aiken. Oh, there's the Shohei. Yan Gomes and Chris Taylor. We also had a Lou Gehrig Legends of the Game. They'll all be top loaded, of course. Two blue parallels, one of Eloy and one of Vladdy. Home field advantage, Tristan Cassis for the Red Sox. The 2023, Friedel, Fletcher, Scope, Perez, Evaldi, and Trey Mancini. Numbered parallels, Pittsburgh team card to 72. Kyle Freeland to 76. Garrett Mitchell to 99 on the rookie there, on the vintage stock. Will Brennan rookie to 299. And Garcia to 199. Relics of Mookie Betts, Kutch to 199. Aaron Judge to 50, and then we did have one autograph to 50, the Vlad Sr. for the Expos, which goes to the Nationals. All right, folks, again, thank you so much for joining. I hope to see everyone next week. Stay safe, stay healthy out there, and I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.